We are now approaching the end of the year, and it was actually a very successful year for Xtreme Trader VIP Signal Service. And I wanted to share with you right here the results of our Signal Service for the last week, as we can see right here. I also wanted to share with you guys the new shape of the signals. We are no longer using a fixed stop loss for every signal as before. As you can see right here, for example, the stop loss for the USD JPY is only tied 15 pips. Take profit level is sometimes 20 pips. Or actually 30 pips, as we can see right here. Sometimes it's actually less than that. Let me just scroll and show it to you. For example, here the stop loss is only 30 pips, and here the take profit one is 35 pips. Now the difference here is our signals right now, sending the signals, of course, and the take profit levels and the stop losses are based on the setup. So when we are seeing the market is falling like this, for example, we will send you a signal to start shorting right here. However, before in the past, our stop loss used to be fixed right here, for example, on 50 pips. Now this is no more. And now it's dependent on the setup. If the market is going to exceed level 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, for example, which means that the trend right now is going to change the direction, the stop loss is going to be placed right here with only 30 pips or so on. So it depends right now on the setup. No more fixed take profits levels or stop losses. For example, NZD USD, take profit 1, 15 pips. And so on, as you can see, my friends. So it's actually a very good plan, and I'm so happy about it. As you can see right here, we have here 3 stop loss hidden, but of course it's only 20 pips for each of them. Meanwhile, Pound JPY has actually recovered these losses with one take profit level of 54 pips. As you can see, the take profit one is 54 pips only, because again, it depends on the setup. That actually helped us to end this week with a very good profits of 520 pips of profit. We also added the risk reward ratio, which I will explain later in another video, when we are risking 1% to gain 1.5% and so on. So the risk to reward ratio plan is also very efficiency. It's actually helping the traders to trade well, and they are actually making good profits with this signal. For example, if you have traded the pound CAD take profit number 3 hit with 73 pips, you would have gained 4.8% in your account. So again, a very good plan in my opinion, and we are ready for 2023. Hopefully the service is gonna be better than ever, and we are actually having a lot of plans that we will share with you later. So stay tuned, and of course, if you wish to join Xtreme Trader Forex Signals group, please don't forget to contact our support. You can find their contact details in the description below this video. Contact them today, and hopefully we will see you there. Now it's of course the Christmas time of the year, and this time of the year, of course, the market will usually be closed. Unfortunately, we will not actually be able to trade on Monday. Monday is actually bad for trading. Actually, most of the Forex assets will be closed that day. Almost all of the banks are closed on Monday. And then Tuesday is gonna also be not that good to be traded at all. I think Canadian and UK market will be closed, and the market will be very thin and high, very high in spread. So I would really recommend anyone to not trade at all during these 2 days. Most likely won't be able to trade on Monday at all. However, Tuesday, I also don't recommend anyone to trade. Wednesday and Thursday and Friday are gonna be, I cannot say good to be traded, but they can actually be okay to trade. But still, again, I advise everyone, to be honest, my friends, in my opinion, I advise everyone to take a break from trading, enjoy the holidays with your families, and just take a break from Forex market for a while. Anyway, this video is released for the traders who really want to trade on this week. But however, again, I'm telling you guys, I personally advise everyone to not trade this week. And also one thing, I will release this weekly analysis video, but however, there of course won't be any midweek or late week or Friday analysis videos for this week. Instead, I will make some educational videos about trading Forex using Xtreme Trader style, but there will be no more, no, actually this week, there will be no midweek or late week analysis, and definitely no live trading videos. Anyway, let's see now, my friends, what we can do next in the market, and let's now begin with the Euro USD. So as you can see, my friends, the Euro USD signal from the last week was actually ranging, and that's the reason, of course, the market is ranging right now. The market is actually running in very low volatility right now, and the reason, of course, is the holidays it's approaching. Seeing the Euro USD in this kind of shape, this shape, when the market is just keeps going up and down, that is so ugly. And that is, of course, not a market that you want to trade on. However, we cannot actually deny that the Euro USD seems like it's actually going to continue the fall for this week. I mean, if we switch to the weekly chart, my friends, we can see that the market has actually faced here a very strong key resistance level at 1.07557. And it's very clear that the market has indeed managed to actually make an attempt right here, and that this was actually a resistance number 1. Meanwhile, the market has made here a resistance number 2. And right now, after the appearance of this candle right here, this hammer, and actually seeing the last week candle has closed like this, meaning the market is actually facing a pressure from the resistance, and the sellers are actually having pressure on the market, and the buyers are getting weaker right now, especially that in the middle we can see this doji candle has appeared. Right now, if we switch now to the daily chart, we can see here the price action has appeared, and as we can see right here, this price action has appeared. On the left side, we are having here the real level of the resistance. Meanwhile, in the same level of 1.06160, we had right here the fake breakout, and again another fake out has appeared. Meanwhile, the market has actually been ranging right here for the whole week on the same level of a real resistance. So that means I don't see actually any strength from the buyers at the moment, and most likely the market will continue falling down at the moment. If we check here the Fibonacci retracement, of course, and check this out, right now we are actually on 38.2 retracement, and the market again not having the enough liquidity or the ability actually to continue the rise above that level of a previous support right here at, let me just be precise, at 1.06690. That being said, I strongly believe that the Euro USD is actually going to continue the fall as soon as possible. Now the question is where exactly we can short this pair. Moving now to the 4-hour time frame, we just have to highlight the real level of the resistance, and based on that we have to actually plan selling the Euro USD. Right here, the peak of that real level of a resistance at 1.06428 seems like it's actually a very strong level. That's exactly where the Euro USD have been ranging for the entire week. As you can see, my friends, the market has actually never been able to make a real breakout from that level of a resistance. These are real attempts of a resistance levels. Meanwhile, we had here 1 and 2 and 3 fake breakouts from 1.06428, which means that's actually a very strong level, which means we have to wait for the market to rise for about 30 pips before we can start shorting. And I just want to be precise as much as possible, as I said, and to have actually a safe entry. Since I know many of you are going to trade, I'm going to suggest actually to start shorting right here exactly at 1.06625, the highest level of the real resistance, which means we have to wait for the market to rise for about 37 pips before we can start shorting it. However, if that happens, that's actually going to provide us with a good profits, as we can see. So right here, we have this support trend line, which has been recently broken out from. So the rising right here to that level of a resistance will mean that the market is actually going to retest the broken level of a resistance, a support trend line, and to create a new resistance trend line. And from there, we can start shorting the Euro USD. So if that happens, the take profit level can be placed right here exactly at the nearest strong key support level to the entry at 1.04468, which means we are actually, that's a lot of pips. I don't want to give you unrealistic targets. Therefore, the take profit level can be placed just right here at that level of a support at 1.05012, which means we are aiming approximately 150 pips, I would say. Yeah, 150 pips. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging higher than, let me just go to the 1 hour time frame just to be sure. I have to be sure exactly. Till the highest level of that peak of the resistance at 1.07045, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 52 pips against 150 pips of profit. Moving now to the pound USD. Alright, so let's now see what we can do next with the pound USD, my friends. Let's move to the weekly chart. Now the weekly chart shows us right here a very strong key level of a resistance exactly at 1.23126. And clearly we can see right here that the market has made several attempts over the last few weeks, if not even months, to break out from that level of a resistance. Right now, we can see right here the price action which happened last month on December, of course. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 candles have actually been presenting the attempt to break out from that level. That means after failing to break out from that level and after the appearance of this price action, which usually indicates for a strong bearish reversal, I believe that the pound USD is going to continue the bearish rally, and most likely the target that will be the support right here exactly at 1.19090. The pound USD is most likely going to continue the rise. At the moment, I don't see any chance for this pair to rise with this price action, especially seeing it on the weekly chart, of course. Now, moving to the daily chart. On the daily chart, all we need to do right now is separate the real level of a resistance from the fake breakouts. Right here, exactly right there. Check this out. We're having right here on the daily chart a real level of a resistance, and we had the fake breakouts, my friends, as we can see right here. Which means if we check this chart right now, this was of course the nearest strong key resistance level to that bearish breakout candle. And pay attention, the market has already rose right here and respected that level of a real resistance, which means this level of a resistance has already been retested right after the fake breakouts. Now moving to the daily to the 4-hour time frame. Now pay attention, we can see how the market is actually falling, and it's respecting this trend line, as we can see, and most likely it's gonna give up upon the pressure from that real level of a resistance, and it's going to continue the fall, which means at some point right here we can start shorting the pound USD, and if I'm not mistaken, we can start shorting exactly right there, just right there exactly. Let me just tell you why. If we check this chart, my friends, this of course was the real level of a support. As we can see, these two tails right here represents the real level of a support. Meanwhile, we had here the fake breakout, and then we had here finally the actual breakout from that level of a support at 1.20844. And now we can see the market has already created right here a first attempt of a resistance. Now, by looking at the trend line, just like that, we can see how the pound USD is indeed falling and respecting that level of a resistance and of course a previous support, which means right now most likely we are having here this level of a resistance has appeared exactly right there. I'm trying to be specific as much as possible, so therefore we can actually expect from the pound USD to continue the rise and respect again the same level of a real resistance and the resistance trend line, and after that is going to continue the fall, which means we have to wait for the pair to rise for about 24 pips. I think we can even make it more than that just to be sure and to be safe. I want to make sure that everybody is going to be safe with my signals. You guys just have no idea how bad I feel when I see one of my signals fail. I mean, seriously guys, even if all of the signals reach the take profit level, except for one signal, I would really feel bad about that one signal, because I know someone have actually lost money from that signal, even though the rest of the signals went in the take profit level. But still, it just really feels bad because I know someone trusted me and it didn't work. So again, we have to wait for the market to rise for about 40 pips. I would say that's actually sounds better, 38 pips, before we can start shorting. However, the take profit level is going to be placed right here at that level of a resistance at 1.19191, and the stop loss of the safe zone, not stop loss, my friends, it's just a safe zone, will be ranging till the highest level of a resistance at 1.21562, which means we are aiming approximately 168 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone is ranging for about 70 pips. Moving to the AUD USD. Of course, this signal really annoys me. It just really sucks when it happens. When I send a signal and I see the market ranging inside of the safe zone, then exits it and then goes back again in the profit. I mean, if I just extended the safe zone for a little bit, this signal would have still been in profit. It's just really bad. I mean, that's why I really hate trading in the end of December. The market is just really not that good to be traded. However, let's see now what we can do next with the AUD USD. Let's move to the weekly chart. Again, on the weekly chart, we're having here a very clear price action, indicates of course a bearish movement. However, we can see that the last week candle actually shows us here like it actually was a weak pressure from both buyers and sellers, and it seems like the AUD USD has actually failed to decide the direction that the market is going to continue the fall to. But in my opinion, after the appearance of these fake breakouts 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, it seems to me like the AUD USD is going to be bearish for this week. Right now we're having here this real level of a resistance, and we had here 1, 2, 3, for fake breakouts from that level of a real resistance at 0.67448. We can see how the AUD USD has indeed respected that level of a resistance. Now, after having several attempts of a fake breakouts, I believe that the AUD USD might actually rise again for the peak of the resistance at 0.67448 for about 30 pips before we can start shorting it. Moving now to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see clearly, my friends, that this was indeed the real level of a resistance. I'm just trying to be specific exactly. Like that. This was, of course, a real level of nearest resistance to that bearish breakout candle. Therefore, most likely we can start shorting right here exactly at 0.67416. Not to mention, of course, that we're having here the resistance trend line, and it seems to me like the market indeed going to be respecting that level. It's going to respect that level of a resistance trend line. So if that happens, actually another thing I just noticed this one. Yes, perfect. We are having here, of course, that support trend line, which has been broken out from. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 attempts to retest the broken level of a support trend line, and we have already 3 attempts of a resistance trend line. Indicates that the AUD USD is most likely indeed gonna be bearish. Therefore, we will sell right here, and the take profit level, my friends, is gonna be placed just right here at the nearest strong key resistance level to the entry at 0.66294, which means we are aiming approximately 111 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone is going to be about 42 pips only. Moving to the USD CAD. Alright, similar to the AUD USD, the USD CAD signal has actually been ranging inside of the safe zone. However, I believe it has actually worked right here before. This was actually on 22 December, which means I think it actually worked, and the USD CAD have actually rose again and reached the take profit level. So meaning it was a good signal, and I think it has worked perfectly well. Let's see now what we can do next with the USD CAD. Moving to the weekly chart. Right now, we can see here the strong bullish movement right now, my friends. Actually, the USD CAD has actually just retested the level of a support right here at 1.33146. The USD CAD has actually just retested that level, and right now it seems like it's going to retest also the strong level of a support right here at 1.35026. If we check on the left side, I don't think there was any attempt of a support. It was, of course, a support right here, but that was back in 2003. I was in the high school. And let's see now, if we go to the daily chart, however, we can notice right here, of course, the ranging market, but again, that level of a support cannot be ignored, my friends. It's very strong, and as you can see, the market has already retested that level of a support and respected it, meaning this was a support number 1, and if I'm not mistaken, all we need to do right now is waiting for the USD CAD right here to fall to that level and create the second attempt of a support. But I don't think this is going to happen now, because that's about 75 pips, meaning there is actually a better entry. Moving to the 4-hour time frame. So of course, right now on the daily chart, we have identified the direction. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we will decide where exactly we can start buying this pair. Now, what I'm going to decide from is this level of a support. I don't want to look at this chart. I want to look at this chart right here. So based on this chart, we have to identify the strongest level of a support, which lies exactly right here at 1.35472. Pay attention. This was, of course, a fake attempt of a support. It was a broken level of a real resistance. It was, of course, a real level of a support for several times. Then finally became a strong real level of a resistance as well. Meaning 1.35472 is going to be a strong level to start buying again the USD CAD. Now, as we can see right here, this was indeed a real level of a support, and seems like the USD CAD is going to continue to fall till it reaches that level of a broken support, and most likely is going to be respecting it. Now we have to wait for the USD CAD to fall for about 50 pips before we can start buying it. However, the take profit level is going to be placed right here at the highest level of a real resistance at 1.36845, which means we are aiming approximately 138 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging lower than this level of a real support at 1.34950, which means it's going to be ranging for about 53 pips. Moving to the USD JPY. which actually went in the right direction, but of course did not trigger our buy area. However, what I believe is that the USD JPY is still going to continue the rise for this week. I mean, the market is indeed facing that level of a strong key support level, and obviously the market has actually failed to make any bearish breakout from it. And right now, we are not having here any. We don't actually have any strong real level of a resistance at the moment. All what we are having right now is just a strong passive support level, which means the market is most likely going to continue the rise till it reach that level of a till it reaches that level of support, which was of course previously a resistance in the past, as we can see right here. Meaning 134.426 is going to be our take profit level, but that's going to be about 150 pips, which is fine. Moving to the 4-hour time frame. Now, in the 4-hour time frame, we still have to identify the strong real levels of a support before deciding the entry. So therefore, if we just move on the right side, we can see clearly that we are having here, the chart is just so ugly. This level at 132.256. This was, of course, my friends, the real attempt of a support after this fake breakout happened. It was previously a resistance. That resistance has already become a support. Meaning, if I want to give a safe entry for the USD JPY, most likely we have to wait for the pair to fall for about 54 pips to retest the same level of a support to become a second attempt of the support. And from that point, we can start buying the USD JPY again. And if we do that, the take profit level, no, I'm not going to give you a signal with 200 pips of profit. That's not realistic at all. The take profit level can be placed just right there at the nearest strong key support level to our entry at 133.850, which means we're actually aiming approximately 160 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone is going to be ranging till the lowest level of a real support right here, because in the middle we had here this fake breakout. So there is a chance from the market to fall against our direction to the maximum point, which is going to be the lowest level of the support right here at 131.525 before finally becomes in profit. But again, I doubt that this is going to happen. The USD JPY seems like it's going to continue the rise toward the take profit level. I actually doubt that the pair is going to even be able to reach our entry. I don't think it's going to happen. I think, honestly, that the USD JPY will just resume the rising and hit the take profit level instantly on the next trading day. Anyway, the safe zone is ranging for about 73 pips, I would say, against 163 pips of profit. Moving to the USD CHF. Alright, so the USD CHF, my friends, of course, has went straight to the take profit level. At least the direction was correct, but sadly the signal hasn't actually triggered our buy area. Anyway, let's see now what we can do next with the USD CHF. I think it's very clear for me that the USD CHF is going to be bullish for this week. Right now we're having here this level of a support at 0.93214, and moving to the daily chart right now, we can see right here, of course, that this was a real level of a support. Meanwhile, we had here the fake breakout, and right now I believe that the next candle is going to be bullish, and then the candle after is going to be bearish, and that real level of a support is most likely going to be respected. Actually, that's a trade that I will personally enter as well. I think it's a very trustworthy signal. That one of the must setups this is actually one of the must trusted setups that I usually look for when I'm scalping the market. Exactly right there. This level of a real support is going to be most likely respected, which means we have to wait for the USD CHF to fall for about 11 pips before we can start buying it. I would prefer to select actually the lowest level of the support right there. This is the lowest level of the support at 0.93141, and we can see clearly it was also the nearest support to that bullish breakout candle, which means we have to wait for the market to fall for about 18 pips before we can start buying it, moving to the 4-hour time frame. And the take profit level, my friends, can be placed just right there actually at the peak of the resistance at 0.93826, which means it's going to be about 70 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone will be ranging just till the lowest level of the pin bar right here for about 30 pips only. Moving now to the gold. Okay, so of course the gold signal has unfortunately failed instantly, and I really felt bad about it. I mean, just after releasing the late week analysis video, after by I think 2 hours only, the gold has actually been triggered and instantly failed. Again, guys, I hope nobody is judging me about that. I mean, every one of us making their own analysis. Sometimes it fails, sometimes it works. Again, we are doing the best we can here to provide you with the best signals. And again, trust me, it's not easy job at all. To be honest with you, this gold signal has actually ruined my week. I really felt bad, and actually I was waiting for any comments to appear on the YouTube. Thankfully, there was no hateful comments at all. But again, it just really felt bad because I know everyone is actually watching and not feeling good about a signal failing, especially when it's gold. Anyway, hopefully we will do the best we can to recover this week. Again, this week I think it's really bad for trading. But again, these signals might actually be being triggered for get actually triggered by the end of this week. However, if we check now the weekly chart for the gold, the weekly chart again shows us a very strong resistance right here at 1807.92. That is exactly what I'm telling you in every signal video when we're analyzing the gold. 1700 and 1800, these are, my friends, critical levels, and the gold is actually facing here a pressure to break out from that level of 1800. Right now, the gold has actually closed this week below 1800 at 1798.46. Now, I believe that the gold is going to be bearish for now. If we now move to the daily chart, seeing actually multiple attempts of a fake breakouts indicates a weakness in the level. Right now we're having here, of course, this real level of a resistance right there at 1804.05. Now we can see that the gold has really made several attempts and actually has fooled us and made us thinking that the gold is going to continue the rise. But these bearish candles has actually different opinion. They actually shown us a pressure from these sellers to push the market to go down, and right now we're having here this support trend line for the gold, and it seems like the gold is actually gonna be able to break out from that level of a support trend line. Now if we check this, I want actually to do something crazy right here, which I know many of you won't agree with it. I want actually to show you this right here. We're having here, of course, my friends, this triangle which has been broken out from, and we can see that the gold has actually been ranging on this triangle. However, we had right here the fake breakout from that triangle, and right now it's getting more and more narrow. It's reaching the bottleneck level, and of course if we check on the left side, we can see the real level of a resistance right here, which seems like it's actually gonna control the market and keep pushing it till it falls below that level of a support trend line. Now we can actually assume that the gold might actually continue to rise just for a few more pips till it hit the previous level of a real resistance right here at 1809.89. I believe that actually, just to be specific, yes, there. I was looking, of course, at that level of a resistance. That level of a resistance is actually what we are relying on this signal. So therefore, selling at 1807.84 is going to be a good level to start shorting. Now someone might tell me, but Salah, you are selling above 1800? Seriously? How can this happen? Of course, guys, because this level again is critical, and you can buy and sell at just this zone of 1800. I mean, you can sell at 1801, 1805. I mean, that's totally fine because you are selling inside, I mean, at the zone of the resistance. But once you are seeing actually the market way above that level of 1800, you can consider buying. If you are seeing the market way below 1800, then you can consider selling, and that's the idea. However, we will be shorting the gold at 1807.84, as you can see, and the take profit level is going to be placed right here at the nearest strong key support level to our entry, exactly right there at 1777.27. Nice number, which means we are actually aiming about 300 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone will be ranging till the highest level of a resistance at about 171 pips. And there, of course, goes your signal, my friends, and trading plans for this coming week. Again, I really suggest everyone to avoid trading for this week. The market is going to be horrible. It's going to be very tight, and the spreads are going to be high. and I really recommend everyone to take a break from trading and just take rest. Enjoy the holidays with your families, and just give your mind some resting time. And again, this week I will release some educational videos to identify the direction of the market. Again, guys, please be careful and wise on your trading, and hopefully I will see you again on the next weekly analysis video on January 2023. Until then, I hope that is informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.